Nothing is better than being an individual who can tackle life's challenges independently without having to cause others any trouble. But what if you're in the other person's shoes? What if you're expected to help someone who doesn't have the willpower to help themselves? You're probably here watching this video if you're wondering the same thing. Welcome to Fix Your Finances, Build Your Wealth. If you want to build your financial wealth and fill your mind with the right information, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for us to provide you with more valuable content. Let's get to it. Managing our bills and maintaining our budgets plays a crucial role in every individual's financial life. It is close to impossible to be successful with your cash if you don't draw a line when it comes to spending. All of us should be taught to have a mindset that drives us to work hard for our own needs, so we don't have to fall into positions where we require help. But sometimes, we are required to help others in need. At times, we find ourselves stuck in the place where someone dear to us expects us to help them out of a situation that they got themselves into. Any decent human being with a good heart would feel obligated to help them out once in a while. But can this be taken advantage of? Are we really just temporarily helping them, but causing only harm to them in the long run? Well, the answer is yes, and we're going to go into details of why this could save them from debt at the moment, but won't stop their chances of landing into debt again over time. Let's describe this with a few examples. Let's put it this way. Say you're dating this girl and you guys have been together for quite some time. You've both got jobs and everything is going quite well. There is nothing wrong with going on with your relationship at all, and both of you are at complete peace. Until one fine day, your girlfriend decides to quit her job. She applies for a bunch of other jobs, but just doesn't determine herself enough to work to get her bills paid. Fast forward to a couple of months later, she has landed herself in a huge debt. Her rent is due, her other loans are outstanding, nothing is going her way, and neither is she doing anything about her miserable situation. The toll all of this could have on her mental health could be immense. She could fall into depression, which could in turn affect her physical health, and this wouldn't be a good sign for you either. It's always good to be a helping hand to a person in need. A person with a heart to help is always considered as a good human being, but that doesn't mean the person should allow themselves to be used in the wrong way. If your partner isn't doing anything herself about the entire situation, she has gotten into it's none of your business to feel like you have to provide for her instead. Of course, a helping hand now and then is a sweet gesture, but it's not right for you to be spending on someone who isn't willing to put in the effort themselves. That isn't going to help either of the two. You could end up crossing your budget a lot of times, and she could end up being a dependent person. Let's say you disagree with her because she's going the wrong way, and you're just trying to teach her a lesson. That is one of the worst possible ways to put forth this statement. As a significant other, you are required to be by her side when she's going through a hard time. Trying to teach her a lesson this way isn't going to solve anything. You are in no way her parent or mentor to discipline her with your words or actions, so it's absolutely none of your business to go poking around and waiting for her to see the point that you're trying to prove. This could only cause discord between the two of you and cause even more damage than what had been done earlier. Sometimes your partner could lay a lot of guilt on you by whining about their distressed situations and going on and on about how hard it is for them to deal with the mess they have created for themselves. Whether your partner is an excellent human being or not, this isn't a trap anyone should fall for. People make the mistake of doing part-time jobs in order to help their partner pay off their bills. And by doing that, you have probably shown that it's easy for you to be manipulated and used. For a person that you're not married to, this is all a bit much. The scenario would be different if you had tied the knot with the person and live as a married couple. In a marriage, each of the two shares the same problems and is expected to help each other keep the relationship healthy and strong. And that's precisely how it should be for married couples. But if it isn't for your spouse or the one you full pledged to share your future with, it's highly unnecessary for you to go this far to clear her bills. It's your partner's debt, not your problem to deal with. This isn't a problem that you caused, so it's way better to keep yourself out of it. This is not only for your good, but also for the best of your partner. To put it in simpler words, someone who expects help from others without actually going through much trouble themselves isn't a mature person at all. If they don't actively involve themselves with jobs or other means to pay off their bills, they need to grow up. Even if you do help them out a couple of times, they are just not going to be ready to face the harsh world. That being said, we gently caution you that teaching is not your part of the job either. That is left to the mentors and parental figures they have in their lives, but you are in no way to feel pressured to lend a helping hand all the time to help them pay off their loans, debts, and bills. If the relationship goes downhill just because your partner notices how you're trying to stay out of his or her loan problems without going an extra mile to help him or her out, then it's best to think about continuing with such a person twice. The fact that they aren't mature enough to handle their own lives in itself is a huge red flag. At times, you may find yourself wondering whether you could have been more generous with the person instead of backing out, but that's just your emotions getting entangled in your partner's financial web. At times, your partner may accuse you of being selfish and meager for not supporting them with money while you're making enough for yourself. That is them envying you for having a perfectly stable financial life, which is another thing that you might want to take caution of. If your significant other has a problem with you making enough money for yourself while their money goes down the drain, that is a huge red flag. Again, the case would be entirely different for a married couple, as it would only be sensible for a married couple to help each other out in situations like this, as they are united as one to take care of the future of their own family. But in cases where you're just dating someone without much certainty about the future, this shouldn't be required. Now, your partner might say things like life isn't fair to him and that you're having a perfectly comfortable life while they are the ones stuck in misfortunate fates. In other words, they might say it's all unfair for them to go through this and could even guilt trip you by saying you're one of the blessed ones and it's great that you don't have to deal with anything like what they are going through. Though this may just sound like words from a person going through tough times, don't fall for words like these. This is another red flag. It may be hard to notice, as an average human being would find it unavoidable to help the person out. But in reality, this is another red flag which you must notice beforehand and question whether this person has really matured enough for you or if this relationship can go on longer. It may be a long thought decision to make and definitely not one of the easiest choices to make, but in the end, it's for the better of both individuals. To conclude with this, we say the most you could do is help them out with organizing their budgets or give them ideas that you find useful in supporting your financial life. Also, remember to stay motivated so you can keep those around you motivated by setting a good example for others. So, that was a little something about how you could deal with similar scenarios. We hope you found this video helpful and learned something new from it. Let us know in the comments below what easy way you know to help create a budget. And make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at fixyourfinances_. See you next time at Fix Your Finances.